Okay, a couple of people have asked about setting up Git and using Git, so here's a quick tutorial by me to get you going. Okay, first place, getting Hit. Go to help.github.com, set up Git, click on that, download and install Git. Basically go and get the latest version of Git for your system. That's all you need to do at this point. There is configurations, etc. that you can do at a later point, but I'm not going to worry about these. Once you've got Git, I'll show you how to use it on the command line, and then I'll show you how to use the GitHub for Mac system. Okay, so get out of that. Ignore my software update. So first of all, go to the terminal. So I'm assuming you're doing this on the Mac. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an empty folder to have a look at it. So first of all, we're going to go to the desktop. And then I'm going to make myself a directory called Git example. You can see it's produced that on the desktop. Move into that. If you list it, there's nothing in it. So the first thing you do is you set up your Git. And the command for that is git init or git initiate. Excellent. If this doesn't happen, it means you haven't set up Git properly. If you're not sure if you've got Git properly, you can check by going which Git, and hopefully it shows you where it is and it's all working. But that will be in the instructions on the setup. So now that Git is set up, we're going to actually do some stuff. So I'm going to open a text editor. I'm using MacVim, and I'm going to create a command called file1 dot. We'll call it text. Right, this will open it up. So I'm using Vim here, so I will just install a line which we'll call first line. Save that. No problem. Right, if we go back to our terminal, first of all, to show that that's true, open Git. There's file text. So now I go git status. So remember, I'm still in the Git example directory. And it comes up and it basically says you've got an untracked file. So at the moment you're not tracking any file. So we need to let Git know that we want to track this file. And the command for this is git add file and then the name of the file. That's it. Now if we do git status, it's now saying that change to commit is this file. So to commit it, use the command git commit. Then the options you use are A, to basically say everything that you're tracking, I want you to keep an eye on and I want you to update it if it's been updated. And M means you're going to add a message. And the message we're going to go is added file1.txt. It's done it. Now if I go git status, on nothing to commit, you're all fine, no problems there. Easy. Any point if I want to see what I've done, if I go git log, it shows me. Basically, today, Thursday, September 13th, I added this file. That's the message I had. That's the commit. So now let's go back to this and let's add a second line. Save it. Now when I go git status, it tells me I've modified it. How have I modified it? Easy. Git diff. It shows you. If you go here, it goes through every single file and it comes down here and it shows you this is, just gives you an idea of where in the file you are by showing the line, and it has the plus second line. So I've added this second line. No problem. So if I go back to git status, I've modified it, so I go git add message, added second line. Oh, sorry, just told you what to do. Git commit. Then git status on nothing to commit, it's all fine. Okay, let's do some extra stuff. I'm going to add a third line, and I might change this to sentence. Save. Again, I can go git status. You change something, easy enough. Git diff. You can see second line has been deleted, and I added another one called second sentence. And I've also added a third line. Git commit. All of them with a message, some editing. Try and be more informative with your commits. My messages are, this is just an example. Git status, all done. That's it. That's most of the commands you will need initially. The idea is every time you change something in a file, stop, have a look, commit it, write a small message to yourself, keep doing it. Other stuff you can do, you can get stuff back, you can restore, you can do all that, but at this stage all you need to do is git and commit, and that's it. Okay, so now let's get rid of all that. Let's get rid of my folder structure, and let's now use GitHub. Okay. So this is very, very similar, but it's just a nice GUI interface. So we've got repositories. Right, first of all, right click, new folder. Oh, before I do this, let me show you how to get this. I just go back to Chrome. Go to GitHub. If you go to GitHub, normally at the bottom, there will be something that says GitHub for Mac, Windows, Clips, etc. Click on the Mac and you download it and install it. Then often it will ask you to log in, and that's just so you can link, as you see with mine. This has been linked in some places where it's synchronized. So for example, this is the work with Matt, Eric and myself, and that's actually synchronized to the GitHub. So it's an offline synchronization. You don't necessarily need to do that. So I've got an untitled folder. Let's give it a name. Git example 2. Excellent. So you go to GitHub, you go File, Add Local Repository, go to my desktop. Here's my desktop. Click Add. It says it's not a Git repository. Would you like? Yes. No commits as yet. All done. So now again, I'll go to MacVim and I will call this a new line. I will save that in the desktop in my Git example 2, and I will call it new file.txt. Excellent. Go back here. Notice you've got history, you've got changes. It shows you've got this new line. It shows you the change from before, so you've added a new line. You can do a commit statement. Added new file, and then you click commit. That's it. I can now look at the history. So here's the history last time. I can double click on that and see any changes I've made. So here we are, new file, I added a new line. Excellent. Now if we go back to MacVim and just add a second line, save. Now we go back to this, it automatically shows that we've added a second line. It's showing you the diff automatically. Added a second line. Commit. I can look at the history, see everything I've done, look at the changes. If I wanted to get back to something, so if I went to the history, looked at this, saw the changes, if I deleted the line I wanted it, I could just highlight it and get it back. That's about it. That gives you the commit, that gives you logs, everything in this nice GUI interface. The advantage is you can look at more than one repository at the same time, and once you set up your syncing, you can actually sync the branch to your GitHub repository, but I'm not covering that in this one. Okay, bye.